Hey everyone, it's Time Spiraled. Welcome back to some Revolution Custom Standard. Got a little bit of a sore throat, so hopefully it doesn't sound too horrible. PTM grabbing a glass of water, as am I. I've already got mine here ahead of me. We're in for a little bit of a tough game, I will say. PTM is rocking Blue-Red Terrors and has removal and counter spells, and their sideboard has good tools against mine. We'll see how it goes. I'm not feeling hopeful going into these matches, but I am excited because it's my first Revolution GP, and also it's my one of my first times getting the chance to represent a deck that I really like, which is any form of red-based aggro decks. So hopefully things go well. Looks like PTM is ready, as am I. The list has been posted. You can see it in the deck list stream. You don't need to know the details of every single card. This is a lot of little, very cheap creatures. We've got burn and interaction. All of our burn can also double and go to the face. We'll see how it goes. My fingers are crossed. We're currently rocking a usual template here. Good luck and have fun. Same to you. So we're going to start by just seeing who goes first. I'm going to open up with the 13th. I'll be on the play then. All right, here we go. First mulligan. What do we got? There's a few cards I'm really looking for, and honestly, this is not a bad start. 2 Emblazoned Prophets mean that we can, start dealing quite a bit of damage. I'm going to keep this. We got a Magma Flow as well, which we can chip in later. Cash Thrasher is probably going to come out here on turn 2 because it has haste. PTM mulliganing, okay. We'll take any little bit of advantage, and our deck plays on 2 lands. I would like to see a 3rd so that I could go a turn 3, maybe something like double cast or, any of our things. So, all right. Always good to communicate with the opponent, checking if they're ready. And yeah, I apologize if you're seeing the sort of like default board here. I haven't had a chance to switch to the to the regular stuff. All right, well, hey, let's have a good one. I do want to play a turn 1 play. I'm going to start us off here with a mountain, and we're going to start off with an Emblazoned Prophet. Just getting the habit of putting it here in the cast bars because it is pretty relevant to have this thing there. There is a consideration for not necessarily going for the Cash Thrasher. Maybe I do Flow and Emblazoned Prophet to up the damage. If you look over at our opponent's deck, main board, I don't have to deal with denotation failure. So I think there's nothing on 1 that scares me. I'm going to try not to reference it too much, but all right. So we're going to go to Upkeep. Yeah, we're just going to draw. Main 1. Okay, Ignited Soul is also good. You know what? I think I'm going to run out. I say that and then I'm immediately hesitant. I can't guarantee that I'm getting a 3rd card. I am going to play this Misty Peak untapped, that's for sure. And now I got to consider. So, Cash Thrasher here, 2/2. We're putting in 1, 2, 3, 4. And then otherwise, we're just going a little wide on the board. Another Prophet and another Ignited Soul would just put a lot of decent pressure. I think it just might be hard. No, you know what? I'll go with Cash Thrasher here. I don't think they have a 1-man interaction, but just going to always give my opponent at least a little bit of time to respond. Cash Thrasher is going to be here. We're going to move to combat. We're going to attack. Here we go. Yep. Trigger there for each spell you've cast this turn. Then whenever this attacks, I have to cash the top card of my library. Look at it, then exile it face down, create a memory with it. Okay, so memory. I think to look at the top card, you're going to have to, just chug along with me a little bit. I don't actually do this as often as I do. Top card, exile it face down, move to, I think it's shift and drag. Let me just double check, right? Shift, drag for face down, yeah? It's been a little bit of a while since I've played with characters, and I'm not used to doing the... Okay. This is a lot of things to to keep an eye on what's going on here. But that's okay. It is what it is. And then it's 2 to play the cash card this turn, which we could if we don't find the land. We could go 2, play it, and then get a 1-drop. All right, let's pass it to our opponent. They probably have a Discern, I would imagine, but we'll see. I mean, 4 damage on turn 2 was not bad. Since it's hard to keep phase down stuff hidden, I like to make a second memory labeled dead for... Oh, super. Let's do that right now, then. Oh, nope, Thought Scour. It's one of the 2 cantrips. It was going to be one of the 2. I would like to draw a 3rd land, because I would like to go Prophet, Flow, Ignited Soul. There's kind of something there. If not, I mean, I'm also okay just dropping the Emblazoned Prophet, getting maybe the Mountain, you know. We'll see what we draw. Might be nice to wait till we have both our Emblazoned Prophets out to cast a whole bunch of stuff. Well, there's frogs. Never mind. We know what we're doing on this turn. We're going to go Bleeding Out, and I say that, but no, I am going to go Bleeding Out. I'm going to keep the Magma Flow maybe for other stuff. So let's pass it over. We untap. We upkeep. We draw. The opponent's tapped out. So, and hey, we drew the Mountain. This is actually pretty relevant for us. I'm just going to see whether... I think I want my Emblazoned Prophet out right now first. So I'm going to just move this over a little bit. I'm going to go Mountain, Emblazoned Prophet. I'm going to put him over here so we don't accidentally attack with him. Oh boy, have I done that a few times. And then 2, we're going to go Bleeding Out, take care of Ominous Frogs. 2 spells were cast. We're going to go to combat. At combat, I have to sacrifice a memory. So attach over here. And then I'm going to attack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. Super. That's not a bad turn. That felt all right. And now I'm going to do the other. So it's Control W, 1, Shift and Drag, attach to card. Sweet. Okay, we're doing this a little faster there. Go to main 2, move my Prophet over, pass to the end. Looks like we've got a pretty fast game 1 here. That removal's pretty relevant. We have something to deal with another Ominous Frogs if we need to and are able to double cast. But there is some scary stuff at 3 that happens. Passing over, in terms of instance, there could be Thistral Charms, could be Unravel Thoughts, which would tap all my creatures, so something to keep in mind here. Let's just clear this out. All right, untap, upkeep, draw. Okay, didn't play something out, so we're probably more on the tap turn, which means I don't want to, I think, nuke everything. Maybe we do a slower turn, but this will enter tapped because we are at the 3 point. I could still, so I wouldn't be able to get this and play out the Firebrand. I could play the Ignited Soul if I'm thinking about the tap. But of course, I can do this. I can do this at the second main. I don't have to decide now. The question is, because it's a tap thing, so at the start of combat, right? 1, 2, Ignited Soul. I'd be willing to play the 1, because then I could still go 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the late thing, and I don't want to move to combat and lose it. So what we're going to do is we're going to pay 2. We're going to sacrifice this memory. There's an unattach, right? I'm going to play it this turn. I'm going to play it. I'm going to set the annotation to blue-red. And then I'm going to start a combat. See, anything? Cool. And yeah, I decided to hold the Ignited Soul back. I'm okay doing a little less damage, just didn't want to run the risk. So combat, we're doing a bit less damage here, just for 4. Number of cards, 1. This is a good card. Attach. There we go. Second main. We're going to do 1. And I'm not going to run out this... You know what? I'm like super lying. I am going to run out the soul. There's no sweepers in the main board. So I think going wide on board is correct. I'm going to run out Ignited Soul here and then pass. Next turn, 1, 2, 3, 4. If we get a 5th, we can go into Fabricated Anomaly. We can boost these 1/1s, which would be really nice. Maybe I shouldn't have slowed down. Maybe I should have just piled in the damage. I could have gone cast, and had enough. But, maybe my opponent chose not to do it because I slow rolled the stuff. So, all right, GG. It could have been. I respect the fact that my opponent could have had a tap out, and I didn't want to fully spend my board. So in terms of sideboards, we're bringing in 4 Advance of Ruin and Whispers, I think is correct. Blade Flourish is going to struggle to find any relevant targets, but it can still go face. However, and it's a one cost. So I think I'm okay. It's tough. The thing about Advance of Ruin and Whisper is it deals with the frog, right? It deals with the frog, and it deals with the lakes, right? It actually deals with the Glimmervale Lakes, because it doesn't say non-land, it just says creature, so I can use that. It deals with, I don't think the curse is coming in, but it deals with a resolved path. It deals with no, that's not true. It's only creatures, right? Only creatures. It deals with the lands, it deals with the terrors, and it's cheap. The Blade Flourishes doesn't, and it's still a 1-drop, so I think that's what we're... Pardon me, I think that's what we're doing. I don't think we're going up on Profane Evoker. Invoker, I don't think more 3-drops is what I want right now. Advance of Fire and Faith doesn't really have enough relevant targets, and neither does Brazen Burglar, so I think I'm just happy making a 4-for-4 swap and calling it a day. We'll see how we go. I was fast enough to go under what my opponent was doing, but if you look at their sideboard, they have quite a bit of stuff. So on Top of the World, probably too slow, but Impromptu Exit hurts a lot. Burn It All Down is really good. Sorry. 3 damage is a good break point. Forbidden Treasure could actually get rid of playsets of my 3 damage burn. Denotation Failure hits pretty much all my cards. So PTM is actually pretty well geared up here. So, good luck. So, let's just hope they don't draw any of that stuff. But because they're on the play and they have access to their counter spells, it's going to be a little risky. Do I like this start? This is a slower start, but it's not that slow. I got a Mountain and Temple, so that's 2. I've got a Fang into a Cash Thrasher. I've got 2 Advance of Ruin and Whispers, which can deal with quite a bit of stuff, and a Bleeding Out. I don't have the double red because I am going to go... No, that's not true. This taps for blue and red. I'm a liar. All right, I will keep this. Okay, so untap blue. Could be a denotation failure. I'd rather it hit a Fang than it hit Cash Thrasher, I think. So I think I'm happy to run into that if need be. And we're drawing more anyway. So here's a Temple of Origins. We're going to just set the annotation, as always, to blue-red. We're going to attempt to cast a Fang of the Pale Thorn, and we'll see if our opponent has a denotation failure or if we're going for it. Oh, okay. Well, nope, we're just pinging. Okay, that works for me too. Ping on the stag. Gonna call a judge here. It's okay. It's good to shortcut some stuff here. I'm actually happy to see that being used. It's what it's there for, right? All right, here's Ominous Frogs. Perfect. Same thing. We're going to respect the frogs. We're going to respect the amount of damage that it can do. I think I'm just going to clear it out this turn. So I'm just going to go 2. Shields are down. I'm going to Bleeding Out your frog. And pass it over. If PTM was relying on the frogs to hold down the fort as a 2-3, I think getting that removal there was pretty relevant. I could have used an advance, but they would just have replayed it. So 3 mana up, could be a lot of stuff. Let's try and sneak in some cards. Drawing some lands, I'm actually not unhappy about that. We're going to go, I think, 1 then 2. We're going to go Fang into Cash Thrasher. So let's see if we can resolve Fang. Let's see if we can resolve Cash. This might want to hear it here. The 3 mana open is usually a counterspell, but nope, looks like we're here. Okay, start a combat. Charm. Cash is gone. Super, and then Fang of the Pale Thorn doesn't do anything here, so we're just passing it over. Does not have haste. Cash Thrasher's haste and first strike on their turn is really good. Not against, a 2/3, but... PTM down to 4 cards in hand. I gotta keep an eye on their sideboard to see how many. We're at 2 instants and sorceries, so their stuff costs 2 less. The breakpoints, I believe, are 7 and 8. I say that, and then I can no longer see their creatures. Yeah, 7 and 8, and they cost 1... Oh, sorry, 7 and 9, and they cost 1 less. Looks like we're passing 4 mana up. That's just a lot of stuff. So, let's untap. Let's upkeep. Let's draw. Not really what I need now. Now I need some fuel. We're going to go to main. This is when it attacks, I exile the top card of my library. And when it dies, I can play the last card exiled by it this turn. There's really nothing else to play, so we're just going to go to start a combat here. And we're going to attack for 2. Super. We exile the top card. You can play the last card exiled by it until the end of your last turn. And it's face up. Sweet. So, ping for 2, and when it dies, the last card exiled by it. I'm going to create a token called Bid. Put it over here. Super. Okay. Second main, just making sure I've played a land. I forgot quite a few times in the past. First main, beginning of combat, looks like I did not play a land. We're going to run out this tapped Temple of Origins. We're going to set the annotation. We're going to pass it over to our opponent. I've got the Advance of Rune and Whisper open, so I'm happy to throw it out if at the first sign of something scary. 4, 5, and 6 were 1 short for the terrors. One of those terrors, by the way, has Ward 2, I believe. Is it Angler that has... No, I'm just completely lying. It doesn't have Ward. Why am I thinking... Oh, you know what? I'm just thinking of actual canon terror. So, something to keep in mind here. Cast from Exile. Blue-red. Redoing... Okay, so Strangle. Okay, so... And then we're doing Chant. Okay, cool. So hold up. All right, thinking. I'm considering returning my own creature to my hand to deny the... you may exile from your hand. You can cast it. Oh, it doesn't change. And they're already almost at the break point. 3 extra cards. I think I'd rather keep the advance, but then I lose my... I don't feel like using advance on myself is correct, so... Let's go with that. And then I can play it until the end of my next turn. So. Okay. Well, Angler and Cordelia. And a Geist Blaster. I mean, I'm okay with that. That's 2 threats that I don't have to deal with. They're in the bin. I'm very fine with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're missing the 1, I think, to get Angler out here. I will say this deck does not have any hate for the graveyard. Something that I have to keep in mind. It's not ideal, but it is what it is. All right. I still think I'm a little unfavored here. The fact that, like, sure, this bounces, but then they can just replay it on the next turn, so... All right. So I actually think that Magma Flow here is going to have to find me some cards. I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to play this. Unattach. Play. You can play the last card exiled by it until end of turn. We are going to keep these up for the blues. Oh, I'm going to keep one up for the blue. I'm going to go red. I'm going to attempt to cast Magma Flow. Sorry about my voice there. It's 1 in a red, discard a card. So we're going to go here, 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 discarding Mountain. Go. 1, 2. Whoa, boy. All right. Yep, nothing that I can cast off of this. We're just going to keep an Advance of Rune here. We're going to go to second main and pass it over. I want my bodies out, and my bodies aren't here. We are going to keep an eye, though, to see if anything particular shows up as they get milled. Would have been nice to see if I was right on some of the stuff. Yep. We're going to advance Rune of Whispers to not let that start chipping in a ton. And now is the shields down moment. Okay, let's see what we got. Cash Thrasher, I'm hoping to draw something here. I don't think we can beat a resolved... the 4 toughness is actually quite a bit of a problem. So, alright, here we go. Untap, upkeep, draw. Emblazoned Prophet's not horrible. I get some bodies on the board, and we have another advance. Cash. How can I use my mana efficiently? 1, 2, 3, 4. We wouldn't have enough to use the memory this turn, so I think I'm okay with just running out this third mountain here. And I think we're just going to go start casting some stuff here. So we're going to go Emblazoned Prophet. Then we're going to go 2. We're going to go Cash Thrasher. Go to combat. I'm going to swing for 2. Going to get a memory. Top 1 here. Attach. That's good, actually. I can play that. I don't want to play it now because it would cost 1, 2, and then the 3 to play out the Fang, unfortunately. But it is something that we can play next turn. We're going to keep the advance here to deal with... The problem is we're dealing with both, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's incorrect. We're not dealing with all of it. We're not dealing with both. We're dealing with 1. So it'll be another advance, and then 1, 2, 3. It's not looking great, I will be honest. All right, passing it over. We'll see how it goes. It sucks that I like, the truth is you don't really want to use the advance so much on the Angler. You kind of want to use it on the Ripper, because the Ripper deals with your board. I mean, either way, one of these starts getting resolved, I'm in for a world of hurt. So, and I don't think I can take the time off to start, slapping Advance of Rune and Whispers. Let's just make it fast. Just, Cool. Okay. This is 2 sack. You can play it this turn, so can't do it now. All right. Pass. Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Oh my gosh, we're just going a turn deeper. I mean, I have to play it out because I have to get the Emblazoned Prophet trigger at least once. I think it wouldn't make any sense. So we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to unattach. Thing, memory. That's all I have. 4, and then we're doing it all over again. Darn, I shouldn't have deleted that memory. Okay. Attach. There we go. Second main. I mean, okay, we're back in this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It would be nice if I could stop drawing lands. I have thank gosh I drew this advance. This isn't pretty. And I played a land this turn, right? I played that mountain from hand. Right? Nope, I didn't. Did I just not? But anyway, I can't. I have to keep my mana open. If I had one extra land, I could have maybe snuck in a mountain play, but I'm happy with Advance of Rune and Whispers. I mean, who knew? Unsummon's doing some work here. It's a shame that I have to keep doing it early. Oh no, it's a burn it all down. um, if I use Advance of Rune and Whisper here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm still not seeing one here. I save Cash Thrasher. But I don't think that's going to be enough because then I die on the crackbacks. Kind of a bit of a pickle. I was hoping they wouldn't find a sweeper. I got nothing else in the tank. Honestly, it might seem preemptive, but like, what's my recourse? I rune. I hope for a. The fact that it's also permanents dying don't cause abilities to trigger is just also great against Fang and stuff. Ugh. Well, with Burn It All Down, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because it counts the other Ripper. I'm not seeing either of them this turn. And I think my only hope is Cash Thrashing. Okay, I'm gonna try Advance of Rune and Whisper. I'm gonna try and save my Cash Thrasher here. Cool. Bloop. Oh, they had the other land. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to deal with an Angler. Do 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 do. Yep. That's a misplay on my part. I had not realized. No, that's not true. I did. I just didn't count it. 2 mills looks like a land and a charm. We'll see what's off the top, but I think I'm pretty happy conceding if I'm not finding burn. It's just been land, 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 land. And Rousing Path, I wasn't able to cycle it, so I'm going to keep in mind here. And I am happy to throw in a Cash Thrasher as another card draw, so we'll see. We'll see what it is. Untap. What's funny is I get to keep this around because it's not on the board. Upkeep, draw, Fang. I think we'll just concede this one and we will go to the next one. Yep. GG. Bodies were not going to do it. I would have had to find a little more reach. Not that Blade Flourish was the reach that I needed. I mean, honestly, we just need to hope for a little more. But like I said, very well situated in the post sideboard. And I mean, Advance of Rune and Whisper doing great, but not exactly what I need. But being here on the play might make all the difference. All right. I'll play. It's nice to play against PTM. I mean, I couldn't have a better opponent as my first Rev GP game, let's be honest. This isn't it. Oops, I should probably say mull to 6. This is it. 3 lands. We're going to send one of those back. I think we send back the Misty Peak. It's a shame, but it is what it is. Move to bottom. All right. Let's do this. We're going to run our Temple of Origins out. Set the annotation, which is Alt-N. I almost did Control-N. No clue what that would have done. We're going to do this. We're going to run out Emblazoned Prophet, and we're going to pass. So what I like about the Menace here is that it gets through at least one of the big bodies. The problem is that the big bodies start slamming down early. They're going to eat it. So we'll see how it goes. Untap, upkeep, draw. Okay, we'll take it. It's a Misty Peak. We're going to take 2. I don't have to deal with anything right now. I think I would rather my Ignited Soul survive. So, I mean, let's try running out of Magma Flow. Should be good. I don't think there's anything that deals with Magma Flow. And then let's try and run out an Ignited Soul. Cool. 2, combat, attack. So attacks for 3. Second main, and pass. Hopefully there's a frog coming out. I'd be very happy to bleeding out a frog. Hopefully we find a third land. We can go bleeding out, crack the Magma Flow, dig for 2. We'll see what we get. Untap, upkeep, draw. Okay, this is a land. It will enter tapped, unfortunately. I'm almost tempted to pitch it, but I think I need that third land. Not ideal, and I don't want to think... Do I want to throw a bleeding out face? Maybe. But I think I'd rather maybe just keep the Magma Flow open and just do a little less damage this turn. For 1, 2, 3, 4, it is reach, but I don't know. Okay, combat. Let's see if there's anything here, and attacks. Let's just go for 2. What's getting removed? What's getting swept? Yep. Charm, 3 damage to the Emblazoned Prophet. Whoop. He dies. He was attacking. Rank, so poked. Do I discard a card to draw a card? I don't think I do in the end. I think we're actually just going to go to our second main here. I think we're going to run out the tapped Rousing Path so that we can filter through flows and bleeding outs, and I think we're just going to pass it here. Losing Prophet sucks. Hopefully we can recover a little bit. I mean, like I said, the opponent's deck has a lot of removal. It's got sweeps. It's got a lot of stuff. So there is a limit to what this deck can do. So, and by this deck, I mean my deck. Upkeep. Draw. Fabricated Anomaly is actually quite nice here. It's going to get absolutely countered, I would imagine. But I do want to run it out. So these are the games we play. Let's try and resolve Anomaly. Yep. I'm assuming we're going to see either the 3 mana counterspell, which will be what it'll be, or the overrule. I mean, yeah, either or. It's a shame. I mean, I couldn't not cast it, I think, on this turn. I think I was slowing down way too much otherwise. So yeah, go for it. I am like just fully tippity tapped out. So 1, 2, 3 instants and sorceries. There's got to be a way for me to just check 2 different card types, right? T and T instant or T sorcery. Cool. All right. Combat. We're gonna just swing for 1. I want to keep these bleeding outs. If a frog comes out, I'm going to need it. And if I get a second land, I can throw 2 of them at an opponent. Or, you know, I can go Magma Flow in that. So let's keep these. Not like I'm casting anything right now. If I had a land in hand now, I would probably start using the Ignited Souls thing. I think keeping the bleeding out is relevant. Flow and bleeding out together do 6. That's a possible removal. Here's the 4. The center is tapped unless you control a mountain. This could be an Angler of the Crushing Sea coming out. I wouldn't be surprised. It would be all the mana, though. And my Ignited Soul could still get through. So it's not like I would need to use Magma Flow and Bleeding Out right away, though I am tempted to do it. Nope, looks like we're just going to keep a bunch of answers here. We're going to untap. We're going to go to upkeep. Draw once more. Well, 3 bleeding outs. My gosh. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Maybe we're going for lethal instead. Okay. Start a combat. Attack. And I'm not pitching any of this. So we're just going here, and we're just going to go to main 2 and pass it to our opponent. And I think now we're going to have to... I think we go to the face. I think that's what we're going to do. Yep, just go for it. I think we're going to try and sneak in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think we're going to try and get there. I'm hoping my opponent maybe plays... You know what? I should probably check their lands. What are the chances that they're going to run out 2 damage? There's Misty Peaks. There's Misty Peaks. That would actually make all the difference. Discern. Yep. I'm not interacting with any of this anyway, so. Scours are in the bin. Angler is online. But 1 Angler will not win this game. So it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe I should have thrown out something there while they had 2 lands up. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Looks like we're going Angler. Yep. I mean, they still have Overrule Will. So I'm kind of looking for a fully shields down moment. Let's tap better. No worries. Yep. I'm not sad to see Burn It All Down and Impromptu exit hitting the bin. That's fine with me. Cordelia Ripper for hand here would be really gross though. It still would require the double red. I think instead, we're going to be... No, there's not enough mana here for Glimmervale Lake unless a land gets played, and a land hasn't seen play yet. That could swing in for 5. I'm not too worried about that. In fact, I think I would way prefer that than the Ripper. Because this 1 damage here is actually going to be pretty relevant. So, oh boy. It's going to be tough navigating through this, especially if the opponent's got, like, is willing to hold... If PTM is willing not to go all eggs in... Oh my gosh. Is that an untapped Misty Peak? Is this the win? Because 12 is the breakpoint, right? We've got 12 damage here on board. And I would just need that 4th land. I think that makes all the difference here. I think without that, I'm in trouble. Here's Ripper. Yep. I don't need this anymore, so I'm okay if the 2 damage just goes there. Yep. Cool. Happy with that. Take 3 from the Ripper. It's tapped. Let's try and play out. Reading out. Oh. Drat. Yeah. Thanks. The second one doesn't have sorcery speed. That's why I was reading all the way up to there. It's all cool. That's a shame. I would have done that very differently. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're passing it. That's a shame. That's really confusing. The fact that there's... Anyway, it's fine. That's my misplay on not reading my card. We'll learn. And yeah, that would have been the win. Dang. Cost me the game there. I mean, I have to do it now then, if that's the sorcery, right? 1, 2, 3, 4... That really sucks. Anyway, it's fine. Bleeding out. So I have to use it here, yeah? 1, 2, 3, so 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I'm dead anyway, right? 5, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's 10, 13, 15, or it's... Yeah, well, yep. Yeah, that cost me the match. Yep. Yep. It happens. It's fine. Good to keep in mind that apparently the 3 burn is sorcery speed. A bit of a bummer. I think I had a way to get through it. Don't know if they had a counterspell. I mean, they had 2 mana open. Chances are they did have a counterspell, but it is what it is. So, 0-1, we'll see if we can pick some up, and I'm willing to run through this entire GP even with losses. So, I mean, I want to try out this deck and see how far I can go. So, thanks again for watching, and take care.